This is a shift knob from Raceseng. You can see how they spell their company name, and this is the logo for the company. It's called the Apex R. It's from what Raceseng calls their sculptural series. It's made out of aluminum and the finish is satin anodized. I bought this last year. I was pretty happy with it, or I'm still pretty happy with it. The quality is just really impressive. It feels really good in your hand. My only complaint is that it's kind of small, and it's fairly lightweight. But you know, I don't think there's any issue with it. I probably, if I wanted something different, I probably should have read the specs a little bit closer. But it's, you know, it's nice quality. I think, you know, based on this, I would say the quality of Raceseng's products is really good. You know, they send you a cool little packaging for it. It comes with a little, I don't know, it's made out of some sort of cloth bag that has the Raceseng logo and name on it. So I've been wanting to try one of Raceseng's weighted shift knobs for a while. This month they have a 20% off sale, so I went ahead and bought one. I already have this M12 by 1.25 millimeter adapter because it came with the Apex R. So when I ordered the new shift knob, I went to the part of the website titled Shop Knob Components. There you can just buy the shift knob or just an adapter, and there's a few other miscellaneous things. If you're buying a Raceseng shift knob for the first time, you'll want to go to the section called Shop Stocked Knobs, and there you can pick your car's make followed by the model year. I would also highly recommend checking out Raceseng's Tumblr page and their Instagram account because they have tons of photos and videos, and it's pretty likely you'll be able to find a picture of your vehicle with a few of their different styles of shift knobs. Going back to the Apex R real quick. So just to reiterate, I think this is a really nice quality shift knob. I also think it would be put to much better use on a car that already has a nice, smooth transmission and shifter, because then all it really needs to do is feel nice and look cool. My 2014 Mustang GT does not have a nice, smooth transmission or shifter. I don't have any major issues with it. It's just not the smoothest shifting vehicle. Sometimes it's hard to go into third gear, particularly if you're doing more spirited driving. So let's take a look at the Raceseng Ashiko. With a knob like the Ashiko, you can choose from 6 different finishes. I was torn between the gloss and the texture and the translucent. Eventually I went with the texture. Oh my God. Okay, so you can tell that I've already opened this box, obviously, but I still am just, it's, holy crap. I've already picked this up multiple times, and it's just insane how heavy it is. On the website, it says, Raceseng says that the Ashiko weighs 1.62 pounds. Okay, so I have this 2-pound dumbbell, and you know, 2 pounds is not a lot, but it's pretty small. You can definitely feel the weight. This shift knob feels heavier than this 2-pound dumbbell, or at least the same. It's crazy. So, and here you can see, look at this weight out of the way. You can see the Ashiko is quite a bit wider around than the Apex R. But if you look at it from the side, the Ashiko is a little bit shorter, a little bit stubbier. You also might notice there's an engraving on the Ashiko. So I ordered the Gate 1 engraving because my Mustang is a 6-speed with the reverse up and to the left. Or if you don't want a shift engraving, you can exclude that. It is an extra $25, but I think it looks cool, so I didn't mind paying a little bit extra. So we got a few different shift knobs here just to do a quick comparison. So what I have here is the factory shift knob for the Mustang, and this is the Raceseng. You can see it's a little bit smaller than the factory knob, but not too much. And then this is a I I think it's called American Billet or American, it's this, something Billet Retro that I got from American Muscle when I first got the car. It comes with an adapter too. It's over on my workbench, but it's a little bit smaller than the factory shift knob. It was okay. It's probably a little too light for me, and I think it could be a little bit bigger. And then here is the Ashiko, which, as you can see, is a little bit wider than the factory shift knob, and I think it looks really cool. So the instructions will tell you that you want to put blue Loctite on the threads of the factory shifter. So you're going to want to use a 15mm socket to tighten the adapter down onto the, oops, I'm going the wrong way. Make sure you know what you're doing. After you put blue Loctite on, of course, I didn't have the camera running while I was putting the blue Loctite on, but you can pick that up at any hardware automotive store. Okay, and then you want to let it sit for about 15 minutes so the blue Loctite can do its thing. And then you're going to use a 4mm Allen wrench to take out the flathead screw from the adapter. Oops. Helps if you go the right direction. After you put blue Loctite on the screw, flathead screw, you're going to screw it all the way down until it hits the bottom. And then you want to rotate it one full screw, or one full rotation back. Then you want to put the shift knob on, and you're going to turn it until it tightens. Now, if you have a engraving on your shift knob, then you want to make sure you adjust the flathead screw to orient it the way you'd like it, which ideally would be like this. If you don't have an engraving, you don't need to do that, obviously, because there's no directional aspect to the shift knob. So I'm going to take this back off. And then adjust the flathead. Okay, that took way too long for me to get it situated correctly, but got the Ashiko installed, and it feels pretty good. You can't really, obviously can't tell much about the shifting while you're sitting in the garage, but get ready to take it out for a spin here soon. Let's see how easy it is to go into reverse. Wow, it's a little bit quicker than normal. Going from first into second seemed a little bit smoother and easier than normal. Feels really nice. It's a little bit cold because it's 42 degrees outside, but it's not bad. I'm not going to get frostbite on my shifting hand, I don't think. One thing I also can tell immediately that I really like is that I think it's because of the width of the shift knob that my wedding ring does not kind of clink against the metal. And if you're an American and you're wondering why I have my wedding ring on my right hand, it's because for some reason it fits better on the ring finger on my right hand, and if I wear it on my left hand, it feels a lot looser, and it can slip off a lot easier. So, but when I was using the Apex R shift knob, I think because the shift knob is so small and my hand is kind of like clenching a little bit more to hold the shift knob, my ring would ding against the shift knob, and I don't know if it really scratched it at all, but it was just kind of a metal on metal, kind of a annoying sound. Definitely not the case with the Ashiko. Feels a lot better going into third and fourth gear. I assume that's because of the weight of the shift knob. Yeah, I think I get used to driving this. So, like I said earlier, if you're in a Mustang that has the MT82 transmission, which is for sure the 11 to 14s, I think they also used it or something similar for the 15 and up Mustangs, but or if you have some other car that has a transmission that needs a little extra push to feel more smoothly going into gear, I think one of these weighted shift knobs would be a really good choice. I mean, yeah, maybe it could also work. I don't know if it might also feel good or be beneficial for a car like that maybe has a better shifter, like something. I haven't driven a Civic Type R, but I've heard the shifters in those are amazing. Maybe something like a Subaru WRX or a Subaru BRZ or Toyota 86. I'm not sure. You have to ask somebody who maybe has tried it, but it'd be interesting to see if the weighted shift knobs make much of a difference on cars that already have a pretty nice and smooth shifting transmission. But yeah, my initial perception or review of the Ashiko, the weighted Mass Series shift knob, is that it feels better than the Apex R. The weight makes a huge difference, and the width of the knob, the shift knob, is really, it just feels a lot better in my hand. I mean, I'm also a pretty big guy. I'm 6'5", and I have reasonably large hands. So maybe if you're not someone who's so giant, you could get away. You'd be happy with something like the Apex R or one of the other shift knobs that Raceseng offers. So yeah, there's my review, and I'm very impressed with the Ashika weighted shift knob. Just the quality is just awesome. It feels really great, and I would highly recommend it. Nice work, Raceseng. You guys make a great product.